All right, guys, check it out. We got something from YSL. This is a well-known fragrance, and it's semi-divisive online for some reason, but I got the gift box from my wife, and there it is. You can tell it's Black Opium, the original, not a flanker. This is just standard Black Opium, came out in 2014, and this one comes with a little bag as well as some lipstick and some mascara. So let's go ahead and open this thing up, take a look at it. I'll go ahead and tell you ahead of time, I've actually already opened this up, so my apologies for breaking the illusion. Little YSL stamped bag right there, so it has a little YSL makeup bag. There's the fragrance itself. Ooh, ah, nice little bottle. Then we get the lipstick, a very, very pretty, I think it's rouge something or other. But there you go, there's the lipstick, looks very nice, nice smooth applicator. Not reviewing that, but if you want to see what that is and kind of compare it to the bottle size to see if it's worth it for you to pick up, take a look. And there's the mascara bottle. So this was about 130-ish on JomaShop, and you can just get the fragrance for just under 100, I think. So and I think when I priced these out, these two things were like at least 20 bucks a piece. So the math worked out for me. So that's why we went with this. Plus the little baggie, because makeup bags are kind of nice to have. So let's go ahead and put that away and get rid of it and talk about the fragrance itself. So when you look at reviews online for this, you'll see some people say, oh, I can't stand it, it's too much, or there's like, I don't like the coffee, or whatever. I'll go ahead and tell you, I've smelled this. My wife got a sampler of it. I think I have it in my drawers over there. And yeah, we like it a lot. Well, she loves vanilla. And what I can tell you is if you get one of those little samplers and little foldy cardboard pieces with those little tiny decants in there, those are not as strong as what you get from this. So just keep that in mind, in my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and talk very quickly about the various notes. Pear, pink pepper, and orange blossom in the opening. Middle notes of coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, and licorice. And base notes of vanilla, patchouli, cashmere wood, and cashmere and cedar. So there's a lot of long lasting notes in there. And one thing I noticed about this was quite simply, that opening note includes vanilla. Even though it's considered a base note in the dry down, that vanilla pops out very quickly. So if you're expecting it to be a very sophisticated dry down to get to a vanilla, don't be shocked when you get a lot of vanilla in the overall presentation from the get-go. Yeah, it just opens up with a lot of vanilla. You get that pear in there. It makes it kind of sweet and kind of juicy in the opening, but it's just faintly there. I'd call this like a medium gourmand. It's not a heavy gourmand kind of fragrance, but the coffee notes in there, it's very smooth. It's not like you're taking a big deep breath of black coffee beans like straight from the grinder or something. But the pear just kind of makes it a little bit sweet, plus the vanilla is in there as well along with coffee. Honestly, the opening notes would, for me, that I hit in kind of a linear fashion, so kind of all at once, is be coffee, pear, and vanilla. Those are the three notes that kind of pop out very quickly, even though they aren't listed that way on either the advertisements or places like Fragrantica. So overall, that's what you get on the paper. You get that little bit of pear in the opening. You get that coffee, just adds a little bit of bitterness to it. That could also be the bitter almond. And then you get that very, very sweet vanilla. And as time goes on, the patchouli comes out. So that's on paper. Let's talk about skin. So let's go ahead and do it on the skin. My wife's going to love laying in bed next to me tonight because I'm going to smell like Black Opium. And she likes this fragrance. So let's do two. So she'll like me even more. All right. Got that on there. Let it flash for a second. So then we'll talk about what those opening notes smell like on the wrist. Maybe it'll be more fruity, maybe a little more sweet, who knows. Definitely more pear in the opening. So that pear notion, it's less linear on skin because the pear comes out very quickly and very strong. The vanilla isn't there as much. So I would say on paper, which means probably on clothes, you're going to get a more linear presentation. On skin, it's going to be a little more sophisticated, opening up with those top notes a little stronger because, again, your skin's warm, so those notes kind of effervesce and evaporate faster, so you smell the fragrance oil from those a little quicker. And then it kind of dries down, and you're going to get that coffee as time goes on. That has not happened yet. As always, the way I do these reviews is I come back, and for you, it's like a split second, but for me, it's having worn this for a day or two, or having my wife wear it, and then I smell her every now and then. Either way, we're going to make it happen, and we'll jump back in just a moment. All right, we are back, and overall, how did my wife enjoy this? She loves this to death. She has worn it consistently for the past week or so. she's getting a lot of wear out of it. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about the main points that people really care about. Projection, great. I'm not going to call it like beast mode, like you're going to fill a room, but you project for several hours after wearing this. You kind of open up with that pear, and the coffee projects first, but then the vanilla kind of comes in and starts projecting as well. So you get like a nice coffee vanilla mix with a little bit of patchouli kind of in there as well. That kind of pushes out for quite a while. As far as longevity just on skin, my wife woke up the next day, she could still smell it on her after a shower. Like, this has some real strength in how long it lasts. Now let's talk about the notes real fast. And while we're doing that, we're going to bring out this lady right here, Prada Paradox. Everyone knows it, everyone's seen it, and I'm bringing it out more to compare vibes because they're both vanilla dominant fragrances, especially in the dry down, and I want to kind of compare and contrast a little bit. Although this isn't really a comparison video, it's more just saying, hey, what's the vibe of both of them? All right, so Prada Paradox is a dry down of some jasmine, as well as I think neroli, and then vanilla. So it's a very white kind of floral vanilla, very girly, very in the all day long, any time of year kind of fragrance. This is patchouli, coffee, cashmere, and vanilla. It's a little darker, a little more sultry, a little sexier. So it doesn't quite have the same level of versatility, in my opinion, as Prada Paradox, but it's also not for the same thing. This is like date night. This is, I'm dressed to the nines. I want to smell like I'm dressed to the nines. I want to be sexy. This is, I want to smell nice and pretty, which is good. It's awesome. That's what it's for. Prada Paradox is for nice and pretty. This is for, yeah, you're darn right I'm pretty, I'm sexy, and everyone's looking at me. That's kind of what the vibe is of this. So that's kind of the compare and contrast. Other than that, there's not much else to say. Black Opium lasts a long time from YSL. That's probably the preeminent thing that I want to focus on, is just how long it does last and how durable it is, even in heat, even after bathing. That vanilla in particular stays on you and sticks to you pretty well, which is a sign of a very high quality fragrance, just because it has that longevity. So overall, very happy with the purchase. Wife loves it, and she's very happy that it's now going to go on the shelf. In other news, as far as like it came with this little, saw earlier, the mascara and lipstick. She loves both, which is a bad thing for me because their makeup isn't exactly cheap, and she really does like it. So we'll see how that goes around Christmas time. But yeah, loves these as well. But that's the whole review, guys. Thank you so much for watching.